This video brought to you by our Patreons. Please consider supporting this channel and joining our Patreons at patreon.com/NovaWing24.
Hi there folks, my name's NovaWing24 and welcome to the NovaWrap, your one-stop location for your simulation release news and goings on from the week that was. So here we are on the 14th of March 2021 for another bumper-filled episode of new releases for the week, and we're going to jump straight into it with what it has to be one of the probably most eagerly awaited releases, I feel, for Microsoft Flight Simulator, and that was delivered to us finally this week from India Fox Techo Visual Simulations with the release of their T-45 Goshawk. Now, this aircraft has been such an iconic part of virtual aviation for the ESP, of the legacy ESP sims for so many years, and the developer behind it, Dino Cataneo, is a true legend in the flight simulation community. He really is, being producer of so many incredibly highly detailed and high quality works in the past. And of course, he already has brought one aircraft to life in the new sim, his rendition of the Emaki MB339. So this is his second release for the sim, and it definitely shows some of the growth that he's had so far. Well, I believe it sort of shows some of the growth he has. Now, this one has actually been teamed up with, so he has teamed up with Milviz to be able to bring this aircraft to life. Now, for those who may not know what a T-45 Goshawk is, T-45 Goshawk is a American version of the British BAE Systems Hawk jet training aircraft. And specifically, the Goshawk is designed for naval and carrier-based training. Now, unfortunately, we don't have proper carriers in the Microsoft Flight Simulator yet. I believe they are coming, but yeah, they are not available yet. But nevertheless, of course, the beginnings of virtual aviation is sort of coming to life thanks to this aircraft. Now, this isn't just a port. I really want to stress this here. This isn't just a straight port. Again, like we see some devs going through, these are not ports or even like a partially sort of just a hastily updated port. This is actually so much more. This one, so this one actually has this time round. India Fox Techo has actually gone through and done a complete overhaul of this. So this is an overhaul of the internal and of the external and internal models, basically rewriting this aircraft from the ground up. I'm pretty sure the only thing this really shares with the original is the name and the fact that some of the liveries make a reappearance. But we've got a completely new model. It's now, because the real-life aircraft has also received midlife upgrades, so no longer do we have an analog or the old sort of black and green digital displays. Now we have full-color MFDs built into this aircraft now, so it's very much aligning itself with the modern equivalent. Now, it does have a fully functional HUD, fully functional aircraft with a highly detailed external and interior model, including both the front and rear seat as well. Like we don't have a shared cockpit yet, but of course it is there ready for it when we do get it. Now, there are a couple of limitations that the developer has sort of made us aware of, though, is that there are a couple of issues with, while the HUD is functional and working, much like the DC Designs F-15 Eagle, it does suffer from some of the SDK limitations, so you just need to make sure you turn TAA off when you are using these aircraft, and make sure that you are not one of these silly people that are still using the legacy flight model. Make sure you are using the modern flight model, please. Otherwise, the aircraft is modeled to work with true-to-life checklists, which are also included, and including a WY sound package based off real-world recordings. Now, this one is coming in for $30, so which is, you know, not badly priced. I think not badly priced for this one. A pretty good price. Now, the feedback. Now, I have not flown this aircraft yet. I haven't actually flown this aircraft yet. And the only feedback, the couple of feedbacks that I'm seeing from a lot of users at the moment is that they love the aircraft, they love the visuals. The sound seems to be an issue, and Dino himself has actually put out some sort of initial sort of week one bug lists, and there are a couple of bugs on there, most of which are already being squashed, that are they're available with the first patch. But audio is one that they are looking into, so that is just something to be aware of at the moment. Otherwise, while I wanted to pick this one up, It was coming in for about $30 or original equivalent, available from your favorite flight sim retailer or the Microsoft in-sim store, available now. Continuing on with aircraft releases for Microsoft Flight Simulator, the team at Just Flight have brought their first release to the sim with their release of their stalwart from their hangar of their rendition of the Piper PA-28R Arrow 3. This time for, I believe, its third sim, possibly its fourth sim, actually. Because, actually, sorry, it is. Yeah, this is its fourth simulator that this aircraft has come to life in, which is really, really cool. Like, it's just I love this aircraft. Don't get me wrong. Like I've been fortunate enough to fly this in all three of its previous incarnations, and I've just finished my first test flights in this incarnation as well. The team at Just Flight really do have a lot of attention to detail for bringing this aircraft to life, and this one I think definitely it's definitely got a lot of good quality stuff in here. I did notice a couple of quirks. So let's start with probably the good points so far. So I said the aircraft and the rendition of the aircraft is a highly detailed, highly accurate model, both internally and externally, of a Piper PA-28R201 Arrow 3. A variety of animations are included, including passenger door, baggage door, the cockpit window, sun visors, and the oil cover included as well. Variety of ground equipment also included as well. 11 liveries are included with full 4K textures with full PBR support throughout all the textures as well. Including very high detailed bump mapping. A few new functionalities that have come through well with this one as well. It's because, of course, we don't have any 2D panels anymore. It does now have a tablet electronic flight bank, which allows you to control a variety of options, including various states of the aircraft. So you can actually sort of, if you don't want to go through a full cold and dark, you can just click a button and it'll handle it all for you. The aircraft is actually persistent as well, so you can actually enable or disable persistent aircraft states. So it'll remember like how you left the aircraft, what the battery charge was, stuff like that. Various maintenance stuff's included the EFB as well. 3 different types of GPS systems are included with the cockpits as well, which you can control from a very basic GPS 100 all the way through to a GNS 430 and a 530 system as well, all custom modeled and coded. Variety of cockpit instruments also included, highly detailed as well, with a basic Piper Auto Control 3B autopilot unit as well. Basically, very basic autopilot. Just remember that. It's a very, very basic autopilot. Just remember that one. All right, so it also includes custom coded fuel system. You can either have to do what you have to do in the real aircraft. We have to manage the fuel from each of the left and right tanks, or you can have a cheat feature, and where you can actually set it to automatically do all that fuel transfer for you. Also, is a custom encoded electrical system, fully functional breakers, and other systems as well. Now, the only issue, as I said, it looks amazing, it looks great. There are a couple of bugs I found with it. As I said, I've got a review coming up for this one. Overall, pretty happy with it. Just a couple little quirks with its interaction with the honeycomb yoke. It was a bit weird. Some of the switches didn't respond. You just had to manually click them in the cockpit instead of letting it do it off the honeycomb yoke. And the sound set just didn't feel right. It just wasn't right. It felt the sound set was very, very flat. It is a WY sound set that's in there, but as I said, it's just really interesting because it is just very, very flat sound set, I found. But otherwise, pretty good, this one. The only probably complaint that I've got is the price point. So $45 for this one from Just Flight. Now, what is interesting though is if you do pick this one up, because the in-house development team specializes in a lot of high quality GA and jet aircraft. One of the upcoming releases that they have is the turbocharged version of the Arrow, the PA-28R Turbo Arrow 3 and 4. If you purchase the Arrow 3 from Just Flight, you'll get a 66% discount on picking up the Turbo Arrow when it is released later this year. So if you are wanting to sort of if you are into your GA aviation and you want to expand it from your piston and also do the turboprop version of this as well in the future, that's a really good deal. That's a really, really good deal. So that one's available direct from Just Flight or your favorite flight sim retailer. Available. Oh, sorry. The aircraft is available from your favorite flight sim retailer, but that special deal, the 66% discount off the future purchase of the turbo, that is exclusive to the Just Flight store from their store, available now. All right, moving on with another aircraft release, and Okay. See, this year had been going so well. Um, this is another. This is. I saw this and again, and I thought, okay, to be fair, it's not the developer I thought it was. Um, but this is another one of these cases of this is somebody who is out to steal from the community and rip the community off straight up. This is disgusting. This is absolutely disgusting criminal. Like this behavior is criminal. Like it is just disgusting. Um, it's just I don't understand it. Um, so this is M Scenery is the developer. Now this is one of these M Scenery is one of these fly by night developers that suddenly appeared with the release of Microsoft Flight Simulator. They released a whole heap um, of landmark packs, which are a bunch of Google SketchUp models. They released one airport, which we covered last week in the series, and where I was went. I mean, it looks okay-ish, but it was not a lot of information about it, and when you look a bit closer, it was a bit eh. Um, this week they released an aeroplane. They released an F-18 Hornet. Oh dear God! I thought the Braydock did horrible things with that Eurofighter. This one's worse. It's awful. So the worst part is, and this is the really frustrating part about this, is that the worst part is that the external model is actually really good. The external model is really, really good. I know the model, and I'm aware of another developer that is actually working with that original modeler to bring an FA-18 Charlie to life in Microsoft Flight Simulator the right way. What this idiot guy individual has done is that they followed the Braydock model of find something and slap a couple of default gauges on the blank spaces in the cockpit and throw it out for sale. The textures are awful. They obviously have not read the SDK to be able to realize that PBR works differently in this sim from how it works in, say, 3ds Max. They obviously have not done that. They have obviously not done any research or even bothered to try. I mean, at least Braydock at least bothered to rip the 787 HUD. At least they bothered to do that. This guy didn't even bother to do that. There is no HUD. I am going to read you. So instead, there is zero information about it here, like in their release, except saying that they just said highly detailed 4K textures, high definition PBR. No. High detailed model, fully animated. And it's like, 3D cockpit minimum animated. Okay, alright, cool story, bro. So, I'm going to read you instead, I'm going to read you the reviews of people who were suckered into buying this. First review is, hello, I just bought this product and I do not understand how it is possible to sell something so poorly finished and not tested before the sale. Even a FSX conversion would be better. Let's have a look. Another review. This is really bad. No buttons, no afterburners. Sounds like an RC jet. I'm guessing they probably alias some sounds, if they even bothered doing that. And another one. This plane feels horribly slow as well for a fighter jet. I needed almost every bit of Edwards Air Force Base runway to get this airborne on full power. Okay, at this development stage, a stock CRJ would crush this in a dogfight. Yep, gear doesn't retract, flaps don't retract. I hear a noise, but this is not what I see in the exterior view. So it doesn't do what it says on the tin. Like this is disgusting. This is absolutely disgusting. And the worst part is that individuals like this are preying on our community and giving good quality developers like DC Designs, like India Fox Techo Simulations, a bad name, and it's going to burn a lot of people, and people are not going to buy stuff in the future. So, M Scenery, you should be ashamed of yourself. You should be absolutely ashamed. You should withdraw this from sale. You should refund every damn customer, and you should get the hell out of this industry. Available now if you're an idiot for $15 US or your original equivalent from SimMarket. Moving out of aircraft releases, moving into the world of scenery releases this week from Giovetzky Designs. Saw the release this week of their rendition of Ronald Reagan Washington National Airport for Microsoft Flight Simulator. So Giovetzky Designs support their highly appraised, high quality rendition of Ronald Reagan Airport. They've brought it over into the new sim, providing an up-to-date layout as it appears in 2020, some improvements. Also, worked on the models, worked on the buildings. I have to say that this one looks not too bad from the screenshots I'm seeing. Though again, I've raised this before, is that I one of the things I love about Giovetzky Design's content is that they do a lot of extra detail, like putting internal buildings and stuff like that. But I feel sometimes that the reward you get for doing that is it's one of those challenges. Like, it's great that you have them to get an engaging that experience of being able to live getting that lived in feel of an airport, but the trade-off that you get for performance and stuff like that is always it's a tough one to quantify. And I think that a lot more developers need to start embracing the Parallax 3D internal modeling that we sort of see pioneered with the stuff from Asobo. Hopefully we'll see Giovetzky Designs and other developers start being able to make use of that into the future. Now, if you all want to pick this one up, you can pick this one up from your favorite flight sim retailer, coming in for about $19 or your original equivalent, available now. Continuing on with scenery releases this week from the Aerosoft stables from developer Emmanuel Stefanakis. So the release this week of Chennai, which is the Crete International Airport in Western Crete on the Akatori Peninsula. So this is an airport that is on the Hellenic part of Crete. It serves is both a civilian and military combined airport, with the civilian airport located on the northern side of the airport and operating since 2018. The southern part operating by the Hellenic Air Force. So the airport be able to service a wide variety of aircraft types. Of course, for that one, this is a realistic, accurate depiction of the airport as it appears in 2020, including highly detailed custom ground poly 3D objects with full PBR use throughout. The main landmarks have been included for the airport's surrounding area, with a variety of custom animations and undulating runways also included for this one as well. So not a great deal of info about this one, but overall looking not too bad. This one coming in for $20 or your original equivalent, available now from Aerosoft. Continuing on with Aerosoft partner releases this week, coming in from developer Simwings via Aerosoft, of their release of their rendition of La Palma Airport in the Canary Islands. Now, this is an interesting this one, because this is one of the handcrafted airports that ships with the Premium Deluxe version of Microsoft Flight Simulator. So I'm always curious to see when developers come out with their renditions of a already more detailed rendition than sort of the default Black Shark AI rendition airport that you get in MSFS. And oftentimes, I've done a review of Kaden, where I sort of make I sort of highlight some of the good points and bad points when you do the custom sceneries for that. What I'm curious about this one is that from looking at the imagery for this one, I mean, it looks like it definitely does. In some ways, it definitely does improve the airport more than the handcrafted one from Asobo, in the fact that it gives a lot more. It gives like branding. So the actual, one of the things that's notably missing from a lot of the handcrafted airport is actual things like branding of airport names and signs and companies that are at those airports and stuff like that. So those are contained in this one. It's got custom terrain, custom runway elevation profile with the real elevation profile of the runway with the correct undulations, custom aerial photos for the airport and surrounding area, full use of PBR materials throughout it as well. Includes the up-to-date taxiways, ground lines, and stands according to the 2021 layout as well, which is always good, and includes animated jetways at 2 park positions. What's interesting though, and this is something that I think one of the things that's very iconic about this particular airport though, is that part of the runway is actually built on stilts. It sort of goes out into the water and is actually built on stilts. Which is one of the things that really struck me as a very interesting feature when I visited that as part of my preview series of Microsoft Flight Simulator. What I found interesting though was that none of the promo shots for this add-on include that. So I'm not sure what that tells me about that. So again, it's one of those things where if it's a tough one to sort of to look at about whether you especially if you already have if you only have the base version of the sim, you don't have it as one of the premium deluxe airports, then this may not be something that you'll have to contend with. But if you have the premium deluxe version of the sim, which has this airport portrayed in it, then it's kind of like, hmm, is it worth the $20 to improve it to your experience? And that is only a question that only you can answer for yourself. So there you go, something to think about. But as I said, if you are wanting to pick this one up, you can pick this one up for $20 or your original equivalent, available now from your favorite flight sim retailer. Continuing on with scenery releases this week, so scenery developer Latin VFR has come out with their rendition of San Juan Airport for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Of course, the main airport in Puerto Rico, serving a variety of variety of airlines to a variety of destinations throughout the Americas, both passenger and freight services, having global reach to that one as well. This airport rendition includes is a accurate airport rendition as appears during 2020. Includes custom and enhanced jetways with customized city buildings and landmarks for the city surrounding the airport as well, to make sure that your approach is as immersive as possible, including custom realistic lighting, custom realistic terminals, all airport buildings modeled, including with full use of PBR materials throughout as well. Also, it is a partial port, so it is sort of one of those airports that they have done previously for Legacy Sims. They have brought over, but they have updated it, including updating the ground markings, as I said, and updating the airport layouts. So if you are wanting to pick this one up, you can pick this one up for $17 or your original equivalent, available now from Latin VFR. Continuing on with scenery releases, developer FSim Studios came out with their latest airport release, where they're releasing their rendition of Vancouver Airport for Microsoft Flight Simulator this week. So this week is a up-to-date layout at the start of 2021, so a very up-to-date layout for this one, including all current airport buildings, terminals, and you actually get a lot of airport bang for your buck in this one, because not only do you get the actual main airport, the actual Vancouver International Airport itself, you also get Vancouver Seaplane Terminal as well for your seaplane operations. You also get the Vancouver Harbour helipad is also included as well. So you get a lot of bang for your airport buck with this one as well, which is kind of cool. Now, as I said, includes up-to-date layout as it appears in 2021, includes 4K PBR textures throughout, includes 30cm per pixel aerial ortho photos for the airport and surrounding area, custom static ground equipment and commercial GA aircraft throughout the airport as well. Includes full support for PBR, native MSFS jetways, and full support for snow and rain effects throughout as well. And you can pick this one up for $11 or your original equivalent, available now from your favorite flight sim retailer. Continuing on with scenery releases, developer Just Sim has brought their rendition of Hanover Langenhagen Airport, has brought over from their Legacy Sims over into the new sim. It's a port, not really much more to say than that. I mean, it's a reasonably good quality port. Looks like they've... I wouldn't say there's a lot of PBR in there, actually. So gonna skip past this one probably, because yeah, as I said, it's pretty much a straight port. Actually, they have overhauled it. It definitely has some improvements there. But yeah, for the most part, it's a port. Discount if you're an existing customer. Otherwise, you can pick this. Otherwise, if you're a new customer, you can pick this one up for $24 or your original equivalent, available now from Sim Market. In another scenery port, Tropical Sim ported their rendition of Fort de France in Martinique. This is a straight port. Not much more to that one. Couple of tweaks with MSFS. Like they've lightened the models using GILTIFs rather than the old 3ds Max stuff, but it's a port. Not much more than that. Discount if you're existing owner of the legacy ones. Otherwise, new users, $22, regional equivalent, available at Sim Market. All right. On to the last scenery release for the week, which is kind of a bit interesting. This is an interesting one. Okay, so I'm going to warn you and say I've got a lot of mixed feelings about this release. So this is called the Pearl Tower, Hong Kong. So this is a fictional skyscraper called the Pearl, which was the setting for the action film Skyscraper, starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. So this add-on is a fictional single building, um, released for a flight simulator. It does have a helipad, I'll give it that. But here's the thing, right? Okay, don't get me wrong. The modeling of this model is amazing. Don't get me wrong. The guy that's done this, the level of detail this guy's gone to is incredible. Like, it looks beautiful. It looks gorgeous. Like, the amount of animated features it's got going, the lighting that they've used, it looks stunning. But why? Like, it's just like a lot of the really beautiful modeling this developer's done, you can't really see because it's inside. Like, it's an ecology type idea. Like, it's got like layers of buildings within buildings, it's kind of thing, and it's like wind turbines inside the building, which you can't experience from a flight sim. Like, it feels like this is this is not the right platform for this. Also, why are you charging $6 for it? Don't get me wrong. As I said, like, I really want to say hats off to the developer. Like, it looks absolutely gorgeous, incredibly well modeled, incredibly well detailed. Looks gorgeous. I just don't think this was the right platform for it, or at least you shouldn't be charging for it. Anyway, um, if you want to add this, as I said, it has a helipad on this for when we eventually get helicopters in this sim. We'll be able to land on it, so it's ready for that. At least I assume it's a hard surface helipad. So, but yeah, I don't know. As I said, I've mixed feelings about it because the work that's gone into it is incredible. Like, there's more work that's gone into this than a lot of the scenery releases that people are charging 20 US dollars for. Um, but I just go, why? So much why? Anyway, so congratulations to the developer for a really job well done. I just don't know whether you should be charging for it. I don't know whether the Microsoft Flight Simulator is the right platform for it, but thank you for your work. If you do want to add this to your collection, you can do so for $6 US or your original equivalent, available now from Sim Market. All right, continuing on to two interesting AI releases, shall we call them, say AI releases? So the first one comes to us from developer Seafront Simulations, who came to us a month ago with their first freeware release, their sort of first product release, as a freeware release, which was the Channel Islands vessels, where they populated the Channel Islands area with a number of static and animated ships to be able to make your aviation experience over water more engaging and more engaging and more immersive. They've now come out with their first payware version of this product by releasing vessels and Anguilla, Saint Martin, and Saint Barts, which adds in a range of boat traffic throughout the Caribbean, going through and visiting a variety of very famous and very infamous and very well frequented flight simulation airports, including Princess Juliana, Grand Case, Clayton J. Lloyd International, and Gustav III Airport are all included as part of where these boats will visit. So these includes thousands of vessels packing the marinas and traveling between all the different islands. Includes a variety of fully PBR models. Includes a variety of animated ships, motorboats, and yachts. Includes day and night lighting for all of those vessels, and marinas as well. So much like the the AI ships pack that we saw for the ESP Sims, and I know there's some for this similar pack for X-Plane as well. This definitely has a place, and I gotta admit, it looks pretty damn cool. Like, it looks pretty damn awesome. It does. If you wanted to pick this one up, you can pick this one up for $10 US or your original equivalent, available now from Orbix Direct. All right, continue on with the other AI release this week, and this is, full disclosure, this is my release. This is my product, so this is now self-promotion for me for a minute. So this week, this pack I've been tinkering with for quite a while. This is my Orbit Airlines AI livery pack. So this is a freeware donationware pack that's available now. I've been tinkering around with this since the sim came out. And I finally got around to finishing off a couple of quirks, a couple of bugs that I'd found with it. Finally finished them off, and of course, on the back of Asobo releasing heritage liveries so we can actually have Orbit Airlines back in for many of the aircraft in the sim and make it flyable again. I thought this would be a perfect time for me to release the Orbit Airlines AI livery pack. So this is a pack that gives it just gives an extra set of textures for three of the generic AI models. So the four-engined AI, the twin-engined airliner AI, and the twin-engine turboprop all get a Orbit Airlines livery on them and supply for that one. So it's very lightweight, it's very small, and it just gives that bit of extra nostalgia to be able to lurk around into your sim. As I said, this is a freeware pack. If you would like to donate, if you'd like to name a fair price on checkout, you're more than welcome to. But as I said, otherwise it's just a free download available now from my Gumroad store. And thank you so much for your support. All right, that finishes up with that bit of self-promotion. That finishes up the Microsoft Flight Simulator release this week. As we move into the world of the legacy ESP sims this week, we actually saw three releases for that this week. So the first release that we saw was from developer Sierra Sim Simulations with their release of their rendition of Syracuse Hancock International Airport, which was released for prepared V4 and V5. So this gives a layout, an airport layout, accurate airport layout as it appears in 2020, including all airport buildings have been modelled, all airport runways and taxiways all modelled and accurate with current airport markings. Includes full support for PBR texturing throughout all major airport buildings, a variety of custom airport objects, custom SOD jetways and objects, custom ALS approach lighting system also done as well, and it includes both the civilian and military side of the airfield along with a animated radar as well. And you can pick this one up for $18 US or original equivalent, available now from your favorite flight sim retailer. In another release for the ESP Sims this week, saw from developer Pilot Experience Sim, saw the release this week of their rendition of Beatrice Pays Basque Airport in France, which is a interesting sort of French airport. It combines both, because it's actually interesting because it's sort of on the it's very close to the French-Spanish border, so it's it's part of the Basque country. Includes a lot of both domestic airliner traffic, along with a lot of business traffic, business aviation traffic as well. So much so that there's a custom business aviation terminal has been rebuilt and restored as well. Now, this rendition of the airport is as the airport appears in 2021, so very, very recent. All airport buildings are modelled, accurate airport taxiways and runway layout, as I said, to 2021. Full support for GSX2 jetways and airport vehicles as well. Custom airport photoreal texture has been supplied, including with full blending into Orbix, the Orbix surrounding textures and systems as well. Includes custom night lighting, custom rain effects, custom ground effects, custom PBR effects throughout as well. All the usual stuff that we're used to seeing here, as I said, designed for both prepared V4 and V5, available now from your favorite flights. Available now from SimMarket for $20 US or original equivalent, available now. And the last prepared release this week for prepared V4 and V5 from developer Skytitude, so release of their rendition of Radon Barnes Seost Airport. So another French airport, which is a small little GA airport in the Brittany region in France. This was originally released for X-Plane 11 and has then been ported over into prepared. This includes accurate rendition of the airport. Not that there's much to it. It's a grass strip with some taxiways. Includes the main hangar internals, the start location inside, and it also includes the runway and the nearby helipad are included as well. And you can pick this one up for probably, I'll be honest, I think it's a bit overpriced for what it is, $15 US or original equivalent, available now from SimMarket. Moving out of the ESP world and moving into the world of X-Plane this week, starting off with the release from developer Cohen Sim of the release of their latest helicopter of the rendition of the McDonnell Douglas 500E. So a very iconic helicopter, this one, and they claim it to be one of the most iconic helicopters in the world. This comes to us from the same developer that brought it to light, the Bell 222, of course, which is one of which I think is the most iconic helicopter in the world. This comes to us with highly detailed, accurate 3D model, both internally and externally, of the 500E. Full 4K texture support with realistic flight dynamics thanks to the experimental flight model from X-Plane 11. Includes vibrant and detailed night lighting, full support for an F-mod full dynamic sound pack, full support with window rain effects, designed to be compatible with Vulkan API, and full support for virtual reality with Avitab integration as well. So this was coming in for $25 US or your original equivalent, available now from xplane.org. Continuing on with X-Plane 11 releases in the world of scenery from developer Logo Projects. So they released this week of their rendition of Federico Garcia Loca Granada Yan Airport. I am sure I have absolutely butchered that as well. Which is basically it's an airport in Grenada, at the foot of the Sierra Nevada mountains on the Iberian Peninsula. So this airport is an accurate airport as appears during 2020. Includes all major airport buildings, accurate taxiway and runway layouts for 2020. Includes orthophoto for the airport and surrounding area as well, with full support for HD ground textures, HD textures on all the buildings, glass reflections, custom static aircrafts, animated vehicles included as well. All designed to work with fully compatible with Spain Ultra HD V2 and Ortho for XP as well. You can pick this one up for $26 or original equivalent, available now from explain.org. Continue on with another scenery release from developer FlyX Simulations. So the release this week, we travelled to Greece with Zakronos, as a thriving gateway for tourists seeking the hot Mediterranean sun, apparently. So this airport is laid out as it appears in 2020 with full accurate modelling of all airport buildings, custom ground textures, up-to-date apron layout with custom buildings for the surrounding area to help your immersion, with custom modelling textured ground vehicle support as well, with full PBR texturing used throughout the entire scenery as well. And this little airport, which I got to admit looks fairly light, fairly small, coming in for $20 or original equivalent, available now from explain.org. Another X-Plane 11 scenery release this week from developer Runway 26 Simulations, heading back to the Caribbean. I saw the release this week of their rendition of Charles Kirk Connell International Airport, which serves the serves the airport serving Cayman Brac of the Cayman Islands, and one of the main hubs for Cayman areas. Don't have a lot to say about this airport. Runway 26 Simulations never put a lot in their information, but overall, fairly basic looking work, but still looking decent. All airport buildings look to be models. Airport layout looks correct from the quick look at the images I compared it to. Taxiway markings look right. Appropriate ground equipment as well, all included as well. Full use of PBR materials throughout. Looks like custom static aircraft and custom night lighting included as well. You can pick this one up for $12 or original equivalent, available now from Sim Market. And rounding out the X-Plane 11 releases this week from developer Boundless Simulations. So the release this week of their rendition of London Stansted Airport for X-Plane 11. So this is a really interesting airport. I've flown out of Stansted myself actually a couple of times, as it's a hub for low-cost carriers in the UK, most notably at the moment Ryanair at the moment. So this airport rendition the airport appears at the end of 2020, including 12.5 centimeter per pixel resolution photo imagery for the airport and surrounding area. Includes custom accurate runway, taxiway and parking layouts, as I said, at the end of 2020. Includes a variety of custom detritus lying around the airport to enhance your airport experience. Full HD textures support on all buildings. A selection of airport buildings have also been given photorealistic texture applications as well, with a variety of 4K PBR custom ground textures included for much of the ground parking as well. Includes custom UK ground traffic and a variety of additional animations, including the animated Stansted monorail and Stansted express trains, and the nearby A120 road has been fully modelled, including custom traffic and custom bridges as well as part of your approach immersion, with a variety of the nearby hotels, buildings, service stations and terminal interiors have all been modelled as well. And you can pick this one up for $27 or original equivalent, available now from AnyBuilds. Alright, leaving the flight simulation world and moving into the world of the permanent way to round out the simulation release news for this week, with the release for Train Sim World 2 of the release of Diesel Legends of the Great Western add-on, which is quite a bit of a mouthful, that one, isn't it? So this release includes 3 highly detailed trains, the British Rail Class 52, Class 101 and Class 08, all in the Great Western Express liveries, along with some additional rolling stock to give you to put you into the mindset of a train conductor back in the heyday of Great Western Rail. Includes highly detailed feature-rich driving cabs with accurate true-to-life performance of all of the locomotives. Also includes British Rail Mark II coaches and Mark I coaches also included, with the British Rail blue-grey liveries included as well. Includes a variety of authentic detailed sound recordings recorded from real trains, along with full support for journey mode, including featuring over 24 hours of activities for you to master as well, with an extensive additional 24-hour timetable for Great Western Express. In order to be able to use this add-on, though, you do need to have the Train Sim World 2 Great Western Express add-on is required as well in order to be able to use this one. And you can pick this one up for $20 US or your original equivalent, available now on Steam. And with that, folks, that does now round out the NovaWrap for this week. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, as always, to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying these videos and want to see more. And you can always catch up with me and all the things I'm up to between videos by finding me on Facebook and on Twitter and on Twitch. Just search NovaWing24. All right, folks, thanks very much for watching. Take care, safe skies to all, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.